tuned in to Midnight. You are tuned in. And we have got the fabulous Miss Carolyn Williams with us. Girl, you better know. We learning. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And we are excited. Yes. Yes. And it's misunderstood. We say thank you. It is just too early in the week for you to jump outside on us already. Don't jump outside on us yet. We ain't ready. Yes, we got the same rooms in the household. Yes, so what we're going to do is we are going to let's finish singing to us. We're going to take a quick commercial break and pay a couple of bills, and then we'll be back and we'll talk to Miss Williams about James House. Right here, RWR Live 365. You are listening to Radio Real Man, and you are tuned into the culture right here.
Hey, hey, y'all, it is your girl, Damn.
And it is misunderstood.
And we have guests, and you know why? Who runs the world?
Girl, you better know it, baby.
Woman in the building.
That's right. That's right.
Still March,
That's right.
and we got Miss Carolyn Williams in here. She tells us all about her training.
Yes.
So, Miss Carolyn, tell us about how this got. First of all, how this came about. Jamie's house.
Jamie's house came about from when I was in a domestic violence relationship. And I had a vision from God that I was going to have a little girl. And I told my husband during the time, I told him, I said, you know, I'm going to have a little girl and I'm going to name her Jamie. So I named her Jamie and I said, but she's not going to live. Fast forward, he shot me. I was 7.5 months pregnant. He shot me and with the shotgun, and the bullet made 7 holes, and it cut off the feeding sac of the baby.
My Lord.
So in other words, she saved my life. And so now today, I still have the bullet in me, buried on a bone on my pelvis. So fast forward, went back into that relationship, went back right back into it. And so I was in 3 domestic violence relationships. So the second one, the house that I have that is Jamie's house, that was given to me. And so I think it was probably around 2019. And I had this house, didn't know what I was going to do with it. And around about 2019, the Lord spoke to me and wanted me to go on the internet and find all the women that had been in abusive relationships. And so when I went on the internet, the first name that I put up was a young lady by the name of Jamie.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Her name was Jamie. And she died February 22nd, 2017. And she was hit with a hatchet 9 times.
Father God.
Yeah, she was hit with a hatchet 9 times. And the neighbor heard what was going on, but did not call the law. And so when I called her, I got in contact with her father, and he lives in Wisconsin. And when I called him and was telling him my story, he said at first he thought I was an old woman and just saying something, but he said he knew that what I was saying was healing for him. So I didn't have the money to do anything with this house. I didn't have the money. So he said, what I do for a living, I come down every year and I flip houses.
Lord have mercy. He will set you up.
He will set you up. He will set you up.
What Reverend Yates used to say, late Reverend Yates used to say, when God give you a vision, he'll make sure you have provision.
You don't have to worry about where it's coming from.
Yeah.
All I had to do was obey God and just wait.
Yeah.
I could have tried to make it happen by spending money, but I didn't have to.
Yeah.
And so, in fact, they came down March 2019, around about the 9th and the 10th. They all came down. And when they came down, we started just renovating the house. The house was built in 1934. Had friends that came from Canada, all her friends. This was people that I did not even know, had never met them before, never seen them before. And they came down and we started renovating the house, and I was responsible for the windows, and I'm playing like, okay, like I got the money to be able to, you know.
I got the windows.
I got the windows, got them crank on windows.
I got the windows.
So they say, Carol, you got to go about seeing if I get the windows. So I did a broadcast with Channel 3 News. And when I did that broadcast, I was just on my phone and I called focus, about coming out, about the wonders. And I had 2 bars left. And God said, get off the phone. And I got off the phone. And then later on, he said, show the gentleman the broadcast, the TV show, thing from Channel 3. And I showed it to him, and he like, and that was it. And so I kept calling him and bugging him. Now, when you gonna give me the quote? No, I don't have no money.
Right.
When you gonna? When we gotta put the windows in. When you gonna give me the quote? And he called. He said, I talked to my boss at Focus, and he said, if you would let us do a training video, that they would put the wonders in for free.
Oh,
I'm on the floor.
$27,000.
Father God.
of windows.
Jesus.
Free.
Yes.
And Focus, the boss, he
Come on,
came
God.
out. He didn't just send his crew out. He came out and put the wonders in. And that's how Jamie's house got started. And you know, I often look back on that, and I'm like, nobody
But God.
Nobody but God. Nobody but God. Nobody but God. And it's the same house that I had got abused in before.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh, you
Okay.
turned it around.
And now it's for healing.
Jesus.
Dedicated and designated for healing now.
And
Love
then
it.
the Deltas, they came out. My friend Tara, that's with the Pensacola Police Department, the Deltas came out. I was saying, okay, I want to paint it. And I was just saying, Lord, I want to paint it. And didn't know how I was going to go back to. She called me. She didn't even know what I was thinking about. And the Deltas came out and they did all the painting. They bought blankets. They really did mom's room.
Gotcha.
They did mom's room for me. And it's just everything that I needed, God provided. God provided.
As he will.
Yeah, God provided.
As he
Even
will.
if going through your situation, you were still praying for something as such. And God turned in an ugly situation on your own life.
Yeah.
To help somebody else and inspire some other people in
Absolutely.
their times of pain.
Mm-hmm.
And that is amazing. I mean, that is nothing but God.
Absolutely.
Nothing but God.
Just when we think,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
we think it's bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, you know, I was in a coma, you know, for like 3 days. And, you know, not knowing that through all of this, even naming her Jamie, let me see her.
Mm-hmm.
You follow what I'm saying? Let me see her, giving me a vision of her. Let me see, and telling me to go ahead on and named her because he knew there was going to be another Jamie.
Yeah.
You follow?
Yes,
He
yes.
knew that I was going to live through this.
Yes.
And I was going to be able to share my story,
Mm-hmm.
what I went through with other women that were going through the same thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now I understand, you know, when people say, well, you know, they such a fool, keep going back. I went back.
Mm-hmm.
I went back.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that saved my life is that when I went back and you know, go through that honeymoon stage and he's so sweet and he's so kind and all that. And we started arguing again. And he said, the only thing that I regret is when I had a chance to kill you and I didn't. And he got ready to reach down. Honey, I had my pajamas on. My hair was on top of my head and I flew. I ran down the street and went to this old lady's house and she helped me.
Yeah.
And that was the only way I left.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was the only way. And then after that, you know, my you know, I was brought up in the church and I kept saying, you know, Lord, how am I going to make it? Because I had 3 children. And that's why I married him, because I had 3 children. Want somebody really, to tell the truth, I knew him for like 2 months and I married because he bought a box of Pampers.
Come on now. Tell the truth.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, baby. You don't mean it live. You hear what
A box of Pampers.
Yeah.
I say, now, if he buy a box of Pampers, he going to help me take care of these children.
Yeah.
And it was it was a box of Pampers.
He'll help pay bills.
you do this.
A desperate woman just would take anything. Don't know nothing about him. Just in it, you know, just take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I got out of it and I told God, and my sister made a way for me to pay for attorney, and I never looked back. And I just like, oh my God,
Yeah.
I was just so thankful to be able to get out of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And listen, and we give God the praise and the glory
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
And on that note, baby, we're gonna take us a quick break. We're gonna take a break, baby. We're gonna go out. We gonna listen.
Listen to Faith.
Yeah, we're gonna listen to Faith sing about running with your aces on.
She is a hometown hero.
Yes, and we will be right back right here at RWR Live 365. You are listening to Radio Reimagine. You hear me? Even though they catching some of the benefit now. But when we go back into the station, I came up with the fact that not only is domestic violence difficult, but it has other groups.
Yeah. Yeah. The most.
Yes, it's like a look group.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a role for mama, and then I have yeah, and I have bump it. So, yeah, 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 yeah. But I'm just like, like, so, yeah, yeah. Mm. Mm.
We all we were, and so she ran in the school, and
learn how to protect us. They don't protect us. We learn how to protect us. That's why when the state attorney came to prosecute me, I protected him. He didn't need to do it. And in my mind, I thought that I'm not going my rights, but he didn't do it. But thank God my other three children got to do it. They when he said I was not dealing with the first one. That's what the, fir- the, the first one was my oldest daughter's dad. That was emotional. But, being with somebody else, I'm pregnant, I'm really, so much emotion. And the second was with, a little physical, but mainly emotional. Um, and that's the one in the house. I live there. One was, yeah. But you know what? Look, I whipped and forgave him. That's God. But see, I couldn't let God whip him until I forgave him.
Hey, we back. That's all I'm gonna say. You know why?
Yes. Go ahead. We want to talk about how you got to where you are
Right
now.
now.
How I got to this point where I'm at now is I had to take responsibility.
Come on.
As long as I kept blaming the three men,
Mm-hmm.
I realized that as long as I kept blaming them, that's what I kept getting.
My Lord.
And I had to realize that I was the common denominator in this relationship.
Come on.
In these relationships. So I had to start. Now, I'm not saying that I am responsible for getting shot and all. No, but I had to take responsibility for me being a woman that was so desperate, a woman that saw some signs but ignored the signs.
Yes, sir. We do it.
Yeah, we because they show you who they are from the beginning. They always show you. And so I had to start looking at Carolyn and say, Carolyn, why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you so getting in one bad relationship to another?
After
Why are
another.
you doing this? And what happened is the Lord allowed me to go all the way back in my childhood. I never sat on daddy's lap because I really didn't know who daddy was. I wasn't sure this person was my daddy or was my dad because my mom would tell me he was and then he wasn't. So I had to go through a healing process. And I had to go through that in order to help somebody else. Because so many times we go through things and we're trying to reach out and help somebody else and we're not heal ourselves. And we can do more harm than good. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I had to make sure that I was whole, that I love Carolyn and I can make it with or without a man.
Come on.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And know that I can wait. And I was telling somebody just the other day, my husband been deceased, this is the good husband, ever since 2006. Now you do the math. I've seen a time before I get out of one relationship, love them and leave them and get into. But now to some whole.
Mm-hmm.
You follow what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
To some whole, and God is leading me, and God, it's nothing that I want for that God has not provided or will not
Oh,
provide.
will not provide. I feel you. I feel you.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah,
I feel you
Yeah.
there.
yeah. So
And it's about knowing that too.
by knowing that, knowing your worth, and you can't know your worth when you're letting somebody control your worth.
There you go.
I like
Ooh,
that.
Lord,
There you go.
ooh.
Now I
When you
like
let
that.
somebody else control your worth.
Yes. Yes.
And that's what I had. That was another thing that I had to do, was go back in my mind and say, okay, Carolyn, what were you doing before you met him?
Mm.
How was you making it? Things was not the way you wanted to be. You were staying with your grandmother, but at least you had a place to stay. At least you had peace of mind.
Come on.
Nobody was
come
waking
on,
you up
come on.
and beating you and arguing and beating you, and cheating. At least you had. That's more important than material things or money or anything. Is peace
all
of
day
mind.
long.
You got to have it.
You got to have it. You
Yeah,
got to
you
have
gotta
it.
Wow.
So tell us, how does Jamie's house operate?
Okay, the way Jamie's house operate. So far, what I'm learning a lot.
Mm-hmm.
As far as having a house is okay. One thing I learned, I had an individual in there, and later on I went by and I seen where she had a husband there.
Oh wow.
And so I'm learning a lot. I've been having people that will come, but they don't stay a long period of time.
Mhm.
But that's okay.
Yes.
That's okay. So the way it works is most of the women that I've been dealing with, they either been in Favor House
Mm-hmm.
and then they're ready to transition.
Okay.
And so they will come and stay in Jamie's house. They have to have a job.
Gotcha.
This is not a freebie,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Because they're so used to someone else being in the control of the finance, teaching them how to get on their feet. So they take a portion of their finances would be for to pay for being there, to help with some of the expense, and another portion they have to save.
Okay.
So when they leave there, they're able to stand on their feet and be able to get them a place.
Gotcha.
So in other words, and then be a mentor, teaching them about their finances, teaching them about going back and getting the help that they need as far as with the trauma and everything
Yes.
that they are dealing with. Because I learned through all of this, and even by being a woman of God, that I had to learn this, is that we can't change anybody.
Come on now. Say that again.
We can't. I was listening to, it's a thing where therapists use motivation interview,
Mm-hmm.
and it teaches the person to say, okay, what do you need to do?
Okay.
Because people already have the answers to their problems.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So we can't try to control them or make choices for them, because if we do, they're gonna go right back.
Right back.
They're gonna go right back.
That's right.
So Jamie's house is there to. They don't have to have. It's already furnished. Everything they need. They would just have to buy their food and everything, but everything is already set up for them. And I have people that donate things as far as washing powder, soap, and things like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm
So,
looking at all your
Yeah.
things that you
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
You do for them while they're here.
Yeah.
While they're there.
Yeah.
I love the financial classes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Showing you how.
Yeah.
So wow. So how can we get in touch with you?
You can get in touch with me.
How can people get in touch?
Okay, you can get in touch with me 850-291-4624. That's Jamie's house. You also can get in contact with me. I have a show that comes on every fourth Thursday of the month. In fact, it will be on this Thursday. It'll be on Roku, Vernon Watson TV show.
WBQP.
Yeah.
WBQP.
Yeah. And YouTube, Apple, and it's called No More Silence.
Okay.
It's called No More Silence. That's my show that I do to kind of educate the community instead of telling somebody you need to just leave, you need to just
Yeah,
leave,
yeah,
to
yeah.
educate them, let them know, okay, they need to have a plan. You just can't.
Right.
That's what I was just leaving. And that's what happened to me when I got shot. So you can contact me. That's Jamie's house phone number. You can contact me. Yeah.
I love it.
I love
And then
it.
No More Silence, Jamie's house. Oh, you can go to the website too. www.jamieshouses.org.
Okay. I
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
And if you want to donate to Jamie's house, it's $ Jamie's JAMIES house 20. If you would like to donate to Jamie's house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Miss Carolyn, you have woo. I
Yes.
almost felt like I needed an usher. I ain't just gonna be
I'm here for it.
Jesus. I told them on the post, I said, she a woman of God. So y'all don't be calling no shenanigans trying to ask me again about our business.
No, let's not do that.
They do that. When we have people such as you and teachers, everybody want to call us and girl, what we was doing last night? No.
But it's okay.
Nah.
But the thing about it is you have to realize this is that, I'm not trying to reach those that are saved.
Come on.
I'm
Right.
trying to reach those that are not saved.
That's it.
And
That's
I was once one of them.
Right.
You
hear that?
you follow? So
Hello.
they just because I'm saying you could call, yeah, that's who I'm trying to reach.
Call
Those that are not.
Yes.
Don't-
Now that's funny. Now that's too funny.
This Jesus BFL. We got another one, Lord. Help us. We were just sitting up talking about Mrs. Yates, how she Jesus BFF. Yeah, say she Jesus first cousin.
Okay, daddy
Oh,
side.
the daddy side. So we're gonna add you
Gotta
in
know who
that
that
line.
dad is.
Yes. We're gonna add you in
In
that
the
line.
lineup,
All
okay.
the mess.
Okay.
So, Miss Carolyn, we would love for you to come through every month and drop some nuggets.
And drop some nuggets for us.
Oh my God.
That would be wonderful. And then it's also an opportunity for more women to hear about Jamie's house and what it is that you offer.
Right.
We want to thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for coming and hanging out with us today.
Thank you.
Let's give her a round of applause again. If you know any females that are being abused or in any domestic violence situations, help them out and give them the information that you've learned today.
Right.
This is definitely on our social media. It's on our Facebook page. It's on our Real Women Radio Facebook page, as well as the RWR Live 365 YouTube page. So go back, share this information again.
Share
Make
it.
sure it gets out into the public. Make sure that
Share
somebody that you know, you love, and you care about
Right.
will not stay in a situation that they
Right.
don't have to be
Come on now,
in.
because it might not be
There
for
is
you.
help in the house,
It
baby.
might not be for you, but it's for your sister.
Reach out.
There you go.
We want to thank you so much for hanging out with us today, Miss
Thank
Carolyn, right here at
you.
RWR
Thank
Live
you.
365.
Absolutely.
We